And welcome back to Pokemon Creation Team Series, or Team Creation Series. Today's comes to us from Parker Smith, who asked the question, what is SANS from Undertale's Pokemon team? A character I know only in passing, never having played Undertale. So this should be interesting. Now, with that said, I knew like the barest bones, pun intended, amount about this character. So I had to go on, find the wikis, go on to sites and be like, okay, what's this character about? And I'm like, okay, so he is the brother of Papyrus. He seems to have a skeletal appearance, whether he's an actual skeleton or not. I couldn't actually find that. I couldn't find what he is. But he seems to be like a sentient skeleton, all that. He has an awareness of timeline, so he's got temporal awareness. He's a prankster. He's lazy. I'm reading all these. I'm like, okay, there's things I can work with here. There's things I can work with. Let's get one of the heavy hitters up. This might even be his main ace. So I wanted something that matched his bone-like appearance, but shockingly, there are no Pokemon at the moment that are bones, that are composed of bones. And sorry, I just wanted to be sure that, okay, yeah. I'm like, I have not seen that little line right by his shoulder before. Something wrong with the picture? No, that came with the picture. But shockingly, there is no sentient, massive bones or anything like that Pokemon yet. So I'm like, okay, I can't use a skeleton. What else can I use? Well, ghost types are kind of on the undead side, so let's go with that. And when it talks about him being a prankster and stuff like that, my mind immediately, and he always seems to have this perpetual smile, my mind immediately went to Gengar. These two kind of look like they're a match made in heaven. You get Gengar, which is known for being a prankster type Pokemon. He is a ghost, so he is, by all accounts, the undead, a dead type. And while Sans might not be technically dead, he is a skeletal-like individual, which will be represented by, the dead, ghosts, whatever. This seems to work out well. Add on to the fact that this Mon also has the ability that it can learn Giga Drain. I say this is important because one of his final abilities in the game, depending on the boss battle, a karmic retribution in the Sans final boss fight, is it's an attack that when it hits you, it drains HP from you, which is what Giga Drain does. So there you go. I felt that worked out perfectly. One of the other things, though, that is expressed by this guy is he is exceedingly lazy. And really, there isn't a Mon that is a king of lazy more than Slacking. It's very powerful, which helps out a lot, but that trigger on ability is the true textbook definition of laziness. So I felt these two kind of melded well together. Slacking, and Sans is actually very powerful in his own right as well. He's just exceedingly lazy. So this actually works out very well in my mind. After that, though, his personality, besides the fact he loves his brother, I'm like, is there a brother relationship we can look at for Pokemon? Well, there's the wolves. There's Zacian and Zamazenta, but no, not really on that front. What else could I use? I'm like, there's nothing I use for the brotherly relationship. What about his knowledge of, timelines and how they may be affected? And I'm thinking on that, I'm like, no, not really on that either. The only two Mons that really know about timelines at the moment are Celebi, which can travel through time, and Dialga, which is the Pokemon of time. So neither of those really seemed proper in this case. Now, what we talk when we get to the Scarlet and Violet, for those of you who don't want spoilers, I won't say anything. There might be some things we could change in and out from there, theoretically. But until Scarlet and Violet actually come out, or until we get actual official information on the said spoilers, we won't be addressing those. So I'm like, okay, what else? And then it means well, he seems to be aware he's a video game character. I'm like, really? Okay. Awareness of a video game character, that means if he's aware he's a video game character, he's aware that he exists in a virtual space. Luckily, we have a man-made Pokemon made in the virtual space. Our old friend Porygon. Now, I didn't go Porygon 2 or Z, mostly for the reason that I didn't want everything on his team to be fully evolved. While he's clearly powerful, he's not ultra end-all be-all powerful. So I didn't want to have everything to be fully evolved on the team. And Porygon, I think it doesn't need to be Porygon X or Porygon 2 or Z. It can just be, Porygon. And this works out fine. Add on to the fact that it's capable of learning Tri-Beam. Now, why that's important is because one of the other abilities this character has is something called Paralyzation. He can use blue attacks, which only deal damage if you move through them, which effectively can paralyze someone. Tri-Beam can do any one of the three: paralyze, freeze, or burn. And it happens to have a yellow, red, and blue fire-esque energy attack that goes with it. So ultimately, yes, I think Porygon makes a good addition to this. Then he just has the ability to teleport. And this one, I actually decided to go with Abra. Abra, apart from teleporting, Abra is also kind of depicted as being a little lazy. He's depicted as sleeping a lot. So I actually like the idea of just having an Abra for teleportation purposes. That was a very simple one. Last but not least, he has bone manipulation, which I'm not... Like I said, there's not a lot of Mon that work with bones. But he also has blue... he can also, Gaster Blasters, which summon and telekinetically move magical dragon-like skulls that can activate and make them throw a blue laser, or fire-esque type of technique. Add into bones, and I actually felt Alola Marowak kind of fit in there. All of his energy attacks seem to be depicted as blue, and Marowak's fire is blue. Add on to the ghost and the skull, and you have someone that could kind of fit on that team. Finally, going back to the Gaster Blasters, Summonic. It's summon and moving telekinetically magical dragon-like skulls. Well, there is a Mon that not only has that is designed that way, but shoots out a large energy blast from the dragon mouth. Regidrago. It is literally a giant dragon skull that fires a giant dragon energy attack. I can't remember what Regidrago's actual main attack is, but that is the attack it fires. So this actually is a perfect Mon to represent the Gaster Blasters technique. So I felt that was ultimately the Mon to have on that team as well. So breaking it down, this is the team I have for SANS. In terms of balance, it's actually not an very unbalanced team. He's got 2 ghost types. Okay, sure, but he's got 1 poison type that goes with there, 1 fire type, added on to the ghost type, 2 normal types, a dragon type, and a psychic type. Not a terribly unbalanced team. He's got 2 different repeats, but honestly, it's not that bad, and Slackoff's stats really make up for that. Ultimately, this is honestly not a bad team if you were to use it overall. I mean, granted, the Abra, if you were to use this, you'd obviously want to fully evolve the Porygon and the Abra. But regardless, in terms of just type balancing, it's not a badly balanced team. That is, though, just my opinion. What is your opinion? If you know SANS better than I do, which I'm sure a lot of you do, let me know what you would do with her, this team, if you would do anything different. If you would keep this, great. If not, what does your Pokemon team for him look like? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, though, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, you want us to review something on the channel, let me know, and I'll do it at some point. Ideas for any of the videos I do in this series, or do on this channel, let me know as well. Until then, thank you, and I'll see you later for the last of the week of, well, technically not the last of the week of Who Would Win. August goes until, what is it, 28th, 29th? It goes into Wednesday. So I decided to just when that happens, I usually extend it a day or two. But the official week of Who Would Win is today as well. So until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.